Hi everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and welcome back to another Commandery guide. Today we'll be covering TaiShan. Before we start, I want to let you know that this is an upgraded version from my first Commandery guide covering Dong. It is much improved, and I promise you it will be the most detailed guide you can find anywhere. This video series is a companion guide to my Liu Bei playthrough, but the main principles apply for any faction. If you want me to make a video featuring other factions, please leave a comment and I'll definitely make it happen. The purpose of these Commandery guide is to help you build your city's finances effectively. This is critical in the game, as without a solid economy, your campaign will surely suffer. The guide is entirely focused on how to make TaiShan the most effective for your game, and it's focused on specialization. If you're in a game where you're focused on other cities and just require TaiShan to produce food or other purposes, then the guide does not apply for you, and it also seems that you already know exactly how to build TaiShan for your game. So let's get started. As Liu Bei, you can capture TaiShan quite early in the game. In most games, you'll take it from the Yellow Turban forces when it is just a level 2 town. TaiShan has one county featuring a trade port, which start the game at level 2 as well. Because of this, TaiShan is best built as a commerce/industry focused commandery focused on income generation. When you first take the town will have a Yellow Turban horse exchange equivalent wine vendor building that produces 50 income in commerce and a meditation garden. Quickly demolish the meditation garden and switch it to a Shuhan tax collection building. This is a free building that will help you build some cash while you level up the settlement to a small city for additional building slot. After building the tax building, you want to convert the wine vendor to a horse exchange and level the town into a large town. Then proceed to level the large town into a small city, which gives you an additional building slot, and build a state workshop in that newly gained slot. By having the tax collection building, the state workshop will be built at a discount of 10%. The state workshop is the basic industry income generating building and one of the most cost-effective income building in the game that also provides additional discounts for building and upgrading your commerce buildings. Next, upgrade your small city to a city for the 4th building slot. Once TaiShan is a city, you can hold off on leveling up the settlement farther until all 4 buildings are level 4. Since reaching the next building slot, you need to level the settlement 2 more times and consume 10 additional food. This is a high price to pay for 1 additional building slot, so it is more effective to level up your current 4 building slots to the maximum allowed level of 4. You can level them to level 5 once your settlement reaches level 7 as a small regional city. Now, with the newly acquired building slot, build a private workshop. The private workshop is the industry income multiplier building, but it also provides a big commerce income multiplier and additional commerce building discount for building and leveling up commerce building. Now that you have constructed the 2 basic industry buildings, you can demolish the tax collection building and replace it with a level 1 marketplace building, utilizing the 10% discount from the new industry buildings you built. So far, we have just been building level 1 buildings, as they are the most cost-efficient buildings in their respective trees, and are the best way to build your income in the early game. Now comes the data crunching part of this guide. We currently have 5 possible upgrade options with our buildings, and we must choose the most efficient ones to upgrade. Below each option, I have included the cost to upgrade the building, taking into account the synergy discount. For example, all 3 commerce or blue buildings have 20% discount reflected in their cost because of the 10% discounts we get from the industry or purple buildings. based on their wuxing relationships. For those of you who don't know what wuxing relationship is in the game and would like to find out more, please check out my 5 elements video covering that topic. Now, below the cost is the construction time and the marginal increase to income with upkeep taken into consideration. Then we proceed to divide this marginal change in income from the cost and then add the number of turns it needs to be constructed to calculate our break-even turn count. This highlighted turn count in blue represents the number of turns for your investment to upgrade the building to turn a profit. It's the same idea as trading a lump sum payment for a per turn payment. This number represents the number of turns for you to recoup the cost of your upgrade choice. The lower this number is, the more effective the upgrade is. I understand this calculation does not take into effect of the Sentinel's construction assignment, which will decrease cost by a further 10%, decrease construction time by 1, and upkeep cost by 25%. But that factor is variable and not always active. Clearly, it would be best for you to take advantage of that assignment as much as possible when you build your cities. But for the purpose of relative comparison, it does not make a significant material difference. Income boosting assignments and administrator effects will also have a big impact on these choices, but the same principle apply for our efficiency comparison. Since we're trying to compare the relative efficiency between these buildings, we are going to largely ignore those benefits, which can vary from game to game and from faction to faction. Another thing this does not take into consideration is the need of other resources outside of income, like food, tea, silk, spice, artisan, reforms, or even trade influences, as these are difficult to quantify. Comparing these with income is like comparing apple to oranges. It's just very hard to calculate how much each is worth, given everyone have different game states where you might need more food or you might be in a war. So to make a fair comparison, we're just going to be ignoring all these factors. For the building choices, I've also taken the call to decide whether you will likely have these resources when you're upgrading them. I use the frame of reference as my Liu Bei playthrough, so since I am taking TaiShan in the early game, it is impossible for me to have tea and spice and silk as resources. If you have them in your games, or you're taking TaiShan at a different time in your game where you have these resources, please opt to upgrade your buildings like the inn to a tea house, as these are strictly superior choices. If you acquire these resources later in your game after you already built TaiShan, it is probably best for you to convert your buildings into ones that utilize these resources. Now, we can see that upgrading the private workshop at this point is the most cost-effective move here, so we do just that. And then adjust all the multiplier income level and repeat the process until all these buildings are level 4. and this is our base build. It is advised for you to keep TaiShan in this build for most of your game, as TaiShan is not a top tier income generating commandery with just one county, so it is likely a waste of your food resources to upgrade it for farther building slots. At this current level, without considering peasantry income multipliers from population, without considering assignment boosts, as well as administrator boosts, TaiShan will generate 1,847.5 gold per turn before corruption. This is a pretty decent income for a cost of 6 food to support your city. If you do have the luxury to upgrade the settlement to a small regional city for the 5th slot and the ability to level up all your buildings to level 5, then please proceed and do so, because level 5 buildings make quite a leap from their level 4 counterparts. When you complete the small regional city, please build another free tax collection building first for income and the 10% discount to leveling up your 2 industry buildings. Now we once again calculate the break-even turns for these 4 upgrades and repeat the process until all 4 buildings are level 5. At this point, the income from the city is now at 3,127 gold per turn before other bonuses and corruption. The 4 level 5 buildings are your core buildings. The only change you need to make to them are the necessary conversions when you acquire tea, silk, and spice, as those conversions are all superior like we talked before. The task collection building now can be upgraded farther if your public order can handle it, or demolished and replaced with more niche needs with buildings that generate less or no income to fit your need in the game. Whether or not to upgrade the settlement to a regional city for that 6th final slot will largely depend on your food situation, and whether or not you're holding better commanderies to focus on. Some of the options for the 5th and 6th slot are land development tree to help with food production, as TaiShan has fertile soil as a bonus for farming. This can be combined with a government supporting building for more food production and peasantry income multiplier, or you can choose to build a court building all the way up to a grand judiciary to increase all 3 forms of income, as well as reduce corruption, as that will be a big problem in the mid and late game. Building corruption reduction and adjacency commanderies is less effective for TaiShan, as we only border 3 commanderies in Pingyuan, Dong, and Beihai. Now, I hope you find this guide to be helpful. Here are my final ratings for TaiShan as commandery. I give it 3 stars out of 5 for income, as the trade port shines as a commerce and industry income source at level 5 with no upkeep. It also has the ability to boost spice income faction-wide in the late game. But with only 1 county, TaiShan cannot be considered to be a top-tier income-generating commandery. For adjacency, I give it 1 star out of 5. It is on the edge of the map with only 3 adjacent commanderies. Overall, I rate TaiShan a 2-star commandery. Now I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment to support my channel. Also let me know if you like this upgraded version of the Commandery guide so I can make more videos for you in the future. As well as any Commandery factions you'd like me to do next, and leave it in the comment section below. Thank you and have a great day. Bye!